Welcome to another edition of Car Talks with Wagonman. Today we're going to lighten it up a little bit. We've been a little deep on some of our topics recently. So today, I think we're going to talk about music. A little bit about my past, my story, my history with music, and my beliefs in how I feel that music can heal the soul. Music's a very powerful avenue, not only for entertainment, but for help too. And if you guys think about it, really think about it, I bet you guys can think of a song for every mood that you've ever been in, or every incident, every event that you've ever had in your life. There's probably a song that you relate to. Why is that? What is it about music that seems to free the soul? I don't know. I don't know that I could live without music. You could take anything from me, but I don't know that you could take music from me. It like runs through my veins. So, I guess we'll get into a little bit of the history. For me, I started playing drums when I was 10. Really, actually. I started playing the pots and pans when I was a kid. I just beat the shit out of everything I could get my hands on. Eventually, my parents got me a snare drum, and I got into school band, and I did that through middle school. And then, when I was like 13, my stepdad got me my first drum set, and that was it. I was hooked for a long time, till I was probably 21. I practiced every single day for like an hour and a half. It was my world. I loved playing drums. Was in and out of bands. I think the first band I was ever in, I was in like 7th grade. It was some cheesy thing we were doing in the basement. I was just learning how to play. Remember we were playing like Danzig's Mother and, you know, stupid shit like that. But it's just always been part of my life. I've always been in and out of bands. I absolutely, positively love the stage. I'm a bear before I go on stage. The day of the show, I wouldn't say stage fright, because once I get on stage, I don't think I've ever done a drug in my life that was as liberating as being on stage performing for people. It's just, it's a high that I can't describe. I absolutely, positively love it. I love the interaction with the crowd. The way you can feel the music go through you. Like, you guys have been to concerts. You know how it is when those amps are going, when the vibrations are going through your body, and it just feels like it becomes one with you. I love that. So, yeah, I played in and out of bands until probably about 5 years ago. The band I was in kind of imploded, and that was really the last serious band I was in. And we had gotten to the point where we were talking about starting to tour like the East Coast, and I don't know, I have 2 kids and a wife, as I've said before, and at this point in my life, at 43, back then I was late 30s, I couldn't dedicate the time that I could have when I was a teenager in my early 20s. And my drug addiction in my 20s, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. For me, it was more the drugs than the sex. I really didn't care about that. I just wanted my drugs. If I had to have a relationship, then I had to share my shit. So, early on, I didn't really do that. But once I started getting into heavier shit, it started really taking away from my ability to play. And I got kicked out of a couple bands over it. And then all that stuff I've talked about happened with the rehabs and the psych wards. And I had to sell my drums, so I didn't have any for a long time. And then when I was in my early 30s, my mom's neighbor had a studio set up in his basement, and I would go over there and hang out with him. And he got me back into it again. And it was like riding a bike. I loved it. So nowadays I still play. I still have my drum set, but it's more of a just play for myself, because a band is like a relationship. It's crazy. It does not seem like it, but until you're in it, it's really like being in a relationship. You got a group of people that are passionate about what they're doing, and it just forms a bond that it's undeniable. And when my last band fell apart, it broke my heart, man. I was devastated. I don't think that's really another reason why I haven't been in the band since, because I just can't. I just put so much into that like when it's gone, it just leaves a void. So I don't know. I get real passionate about music, so I don't want to start rambling too long on any subject. This is going to be hard to keep to a 20-minute thing, but I finally just got to leave work, so I have to go home. Figured I'd talk to you guys about my favorite subject, music. So I don't know, for me, it's just always been part of my life. Whether I was playing it or listening to it, no matter what's going on mentally, no matter what's going on, good times and bad in my life, excuse me, it's just always been there. It's always been part of my life. I really do believe that there's healing powers in the art of music, that it's a way of expressing yourself if you're an artist. It's a way of interpreting what somebody's trying to express to you if you're a fan. And that's the thing. Like, I can listen to a song and listen to the lyrics, and to me it means one thing. The person that wrote it meant a completely different thing, and then you can listen to it next and it makes you feel a different way. And I love that. I love the fact that I have playlists for everything. And I don't like just certain types of music. I don't like just one genre. I am all over the board with my musical tastes. I like everything from old blues to 90s rap to alternative. Lately, I know I've been driving you guys crazy some about it, but lately, a couple of years ago, I started getting into the reggae rock scene. Bands like Sublime, Bumpin' Uglies, Revolution. It's just, that movement has such a positive vibe that I don't think I'd be doing this channel right now if it wasn't for some of those bands. Because the lyrics and the message that they try to express through their music has helped me to restore faith in humanity. It helped me to find my compassion for my fellow women and men. It just brought light into the core of me again, because I really believe that what you put in, you put out. So I used to love like 90s alternative, metal. I've been slowly cutting that out of my life, because a lot of the music that I used to like, and I still do, I just don't listen to it as much anymore, the lyrics were so negative. You know, like, if you pound hate into your ears all day long, you're gonna put out hate. You know, if you get into the, you just can't, I don't know. I mean, everybody can listen take it in small doses now because I noticed a change in me depending on what I was listening to every day. You know, and I will say that there are times when I'm really, really depressed and my bipolar is kicking my ass. I will listen to some really fucking dark shit because some reason it brings me out of my negativity. I don't know if it has to do with the same reason why I'm trying to do this channel. Maybe because I can relate to it, and those lyrics in that moment make me feel that I'm not alone, and that what I'm feeling, this guy's singing about it, so I must be okay. And it brings me out of it. But that comes back to when I was saying about how there's a song for every mood. There's a type of music for every mood. Certain things hype me up. Certain things bring me down. Certain things I can almost see what I was doing at the moment that I first heard, say, this song or that song. I think that people look at it a lot as entertainment, and it is, but I think it's so much more than that. And I don't think that's just music, I think that's arts in general. I mean, right? This YouTube channel. Everybody has, like, the Instagram accounts that everybody does. A lot of that is trolling, and a lot of that is for money only. But, like, this channel for me is another creative outlet. Music is a creative outlet for me. I can't do music now because I don't have the time to dedicate to 2, 3, 4 other people and honestly put the time in that I need to hold up my end of the deal. I feel like I'd be gypping them, so I don't do it anymore. But now I don't have an outlet. So what do I do with myself? That was my escape. So that's why I started doing this. It doesn't take up as much time, and I could still get all those aggressions. I could still get all those pent-up feelings out. So art in general, whether it's music or actual paintings or drawings or tattoos or writing poetry or making a YouTube video, it's all a form of self-expression. And it's all a way for you to get what's inside of you, whether it's eating you alive, whether it's something that's bringing you down, whether it's something you're really happy about. Maybe you're in a new relationship. Love is always exciting in the beginning when you first find somebody. You know, I used to write a lot of poetry. My poetry was either love poems or talking about the demons that are on my back and all the mental shit that I deal with. So I just want to encourage you guys to find a form. Like I said with the last thing about doing the homework with writing a list of pros and cons that you have about yourself. It's all a way to get what's inside out. You can't leave shit pent up. You cannot leave that shit unchecked. If you can't talk to somebody, you gotta find a way to get it out. And for me, it's always been music. So, I don't know. I knew this video was gonna be a lot of rambling because it means so much to me that I don't know what to say. I don't know what I would do without it. I really don't. And I'll eventually get back to playing again. I'm never going to give up. Really, I have an acoustic set right now. And with my work schedule, I own my own house, but I don't want to be a dick to the neighbors. So, like, when I'm on midnights like I am now, I'm not going to go home and play the drums at 8 o'clock in the morning. just out of courtesy. It's just who I am. So I've gotten away from playing a lot of it due to time restraints. I just don't have the time to do it, and the time that I have isn't the right time. Like, it's different for me because I play drums. Like, I wish I played guitar. I could play that whenever, wherever. Just walk around with an acoustic. And I always wanted to learn, like, the bass or something. I just can't get my fingers to work that way. I don't know why. I've tried over the years. They just won't work the way I want them to. So I've just always stuck to percussion. So anyways, I don't know what you guys are going to think of this video. I'm definitely 100% rambling right now. I can't find the words to say how much it means to me and how much I think it could help everybody. But my wife likes TV. She finds her escape through, like, reality TV and living through other people, good or bad. And that's fine for her. But, like, until I started dating my wife, I never had cable. My dad never had it growing up. And then when I got older, I just never had it. To me, a lot of the TV just sucks the soul right out of you. You turn the news on, it's all negative. You turn on a show, it's all violence, it's all hatred, it's just so fucking destroying. Everything that you see is just so negative. But where music, I just think it frees the soul. I'll give you an instance of it. When I got out of the psych ward, I was released into my mom's care because it had been the third time in 6 months that I was in the psych ward. And at the time, I was a raging drug addict. I didn't want to live anymore. The third time in the psych ward, like I've said before, started out with a suicide attempt. That put me on life support for a long time. I struggled for a couple months before they can get me right. Before I went back to the psych ward again. And I remember when I got out, my mom took me to Sam Goody, which I'm sure some of you guys are from the digital age of music, and you might not know, but Sam Goody used to be a music store. You could go in and buy CDs and tapes. That's where you go to get all your band t-shirts and all your, I don't know, back in the day, whenever I was a teenager, I was goth before it was goth, I guess, when Smashing Pumpkins came out. I had long hair when I still could grow hair, and I painted my fingernails silver, and wore nothing but black and black t-shirts. But yeah, that's what Sam Goody was. Now I've lost where I'm going with this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired. It was a long night. I'm trying to keep track of my thoughts. Oh, okay. So I'm out of the rehab. I'm out of the psych ward. I'm in my mom's care, and she takes me to Sam Goody. She told me to pick a CD, because I was allowed to take one CD in the rehab with me. And for some reason, I never really even listened to it. I picked the Candlebox CD, the one that has For You on it. And I listened to that CD over and over and over and over again in rehab. And I really believe that I don't think I would have got through that without that CD. And to this day, I hold a special place in my heart for that album, because I really do believe that that album helped save my life. without it, I don't know. There was just so much shit on there in the moment that I related to. The sicknesses I was going through and the uncertainty of what was going to happen, because now I'm clean and I hadn't been clean in years. It was overwhelming. I wanted it. I wanted to not do drugs anymore. I wanted to not have to go to the damn psych ward. I wanted to understand what was going on with me. But it was all new and it was all scary. But when I was done with all my therapy classes and everything else that went on in there, and I went back to my little room and I put my Discman on and I'd listen to that album, everything was okay. And that's what I mean by music can save your soul. There's certain songs, and there's been certain times in my life where I was ready to end it. And I would listen to that song probably 45 times in a row. And it would bring me out of it. And it's always been amazing to me, I guess, how much it's integrated into the world, how much we take for granted it's in all the commercials. Why do you think they pay all this money to buy a Led Zeppelin song for 30 seconds for a car commercial? Because the car commercials, yeah, that car might look nice, but that feeling you get when that song's playing and you're seeing their commercial, that's what sells it. You don't realize it, but think about it. Look at these drug commercials for all these different medicines that are supposed to help with this or that, or you can't get your dick hard, take this pill, or your sinuses are jacked, take this pill. And they got all this light, airy music playing in the background while they're reading you 10 seconds of the commercial being positive and 40 seconds of the commercial talking about how it's going to fuck up your body. You're not paying attention to that because you hear the music, because it makes you feel a certain way. It makes you feel happy. None of that stuff's like doom and gloom. It's all like uplifting background music. That's for a reason. That shit's strategic. That's not just there to fill the space so that it's not silent. Everybody uses music, whether it's to sell products or whether it's anything. I used to go to sleep to it all the time. That was a really hard adjustment for me because I can't sleep with headphones in. I roll around too much. And my wife couldn't go to sleep with the sound. So that was a big adjustment for me. But even that, like, I slept better with something playing in the background. And a lot of the times back then I was into heavier stuff. So now you got like, I don't know, I kind of checked out after the early 2000s when it comes to music. I have a hard time relating to modern music. Maybe I'm just old. I'm sure my dad said that so many times, and my mom has said that so many times about my generation's music in the 90s. So I guess it's just a generational thing. But as a musician, that's something we could talk about. This shift to everything being computerized drives me freaking mad. Drum machines and shit, I get it. And I've been playing around with some beats, you know, because it's easier. Like, I can do that in my spare time. And it is fun, and I see the creativity in it. But I guess I'm a purist. It's hard for me to accept that everybody can just make a track in their living room and none of it's real instruments. Not a damn instrument. It's all done from samples. And that's what rap is, but I mean, you knew that going into that. That's what it was. But all music? I have a hard time with it. And that's just me. Like, I want to see that guitarist up on stage doing a solo. I want to see that drummer playing with his hair on fire. Or maybe he's super technical and you're just in awe at how technical he is and how he's perfectly still and doing these crazy ass things. That's lost. It's like a lost art nowadays with this modern music. I just can't swallow it. Like, yeah, my generation's music, grunge, was sure a lot of noise to the previous generation. All the feedback, guitars, and screaming, and all that shit. But it was still real fucking instruments. It was still the same kind of instruments that they were playing in the 60s, which I love that generation too. I always thought I was born in the wrong generation. I don't know, so I'm gonna get off that tangent. I'm sorry that this video is what it is. I don't know how to express things when it comes to this topic. But it was requested, so I thought I'd try to talk about it, try to contain my excitement for it. I don't know. I guess we're at like the 27-minute mark right now. I'm gonna try to keep my videos to like 30 minutes because it's hard after like 30 minutes to hold your attention. I get it. So, I don't know if this thing is any good. I don't know if you guys got anything out of this. But if you're feeling down and you don't have somebody to talk to at that moment, you always have music. It's always there. Nowadays, it's way more accessible than it's ever been. You can listen to anything you want, any time of the day, with a push of a button on your phone or your computer. Use it. Use it. Find your lane. Find that style, that group, that whatever that calms your mind or that helps you get through whatever it is you're going through. It's not the end-all be-all cure, but I know I'm a better person with it in my life. So, with that, thanks for hanging out with me again on another car ride. I love you guys. We'll get back into some more of the serious conversations next time. You guys got a topic you want me to touch on? Anything to do with mental health or addiction or anything like that? Throw a comment. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. I'm an open book. I've made the decision to make myself 100% vulnerable with you guys because I don't think I'm lived the way that I did and lived through it to keep it to myself. So anything you guys need to talk about, I'll throw my 2 cents in for whatever they are. I just kind of wing it when I do these things, so it'd be really nice to hear what you guys want to talk about. Maybe I could say something that'll help you. Maybe you'll comment something back to me that'll help me. That's what this is all about. It's about helping each other. It's about feeling like you're not the only one that's feeling this way. You're not the only one that's struggling to put down that pipe or struggling to not drink that day or whatever it is that you're struggling with in life. I want this to be the avenue that you don't always feel alone. So with that, thanks for letting me talk. Thanks for letting me get this out there. It helps me as much as it helps you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.